Good day, traders. It's Jason here from, I used to call myself Forex Pipsnagger, but don't really trade pips anymore. uh, I trade, what do you call them? Points. Yeah, with, the XRP and NASDAQ, whatever. Yeah. So anyway, we're looking at today because the moves were like kind of, microscopic moves. And we're looking at the 1 minute time frame, okay? Come on, light up you. There it is, see? 1 minute. That's the one we'd be trading today because it's so, uh, the moves aren't large. They're still pretty big, but they're just, we can only really redefine what they're all about on the 1 minute today. Usually I look at the 5 minute, but maybe in 2 hours from now, the 5 minute will be presenting itself with some higher highs, lower lows, double tops, double bottoms, divergence, trade setups. That's what we'll be looking at. There, I just had to take some nice cold water. It comes from some underground spring here. I was going to say it comes from the Great Lakes, but it doesn't come from the Great Lakes anymore. I'm not getting it from there anymore. I used to buy my water down in London, Ontario, Canada. It was really good water. It was water from Lake Huron. And here Lake Huron is one of the Great Lakes, right? Yeah. We have lots of big Great Lakes around us here in southern Ontario. Lake Ontario is big too. But anyway, we're looking for divergence setups, right? So anyway, I showed you what it looks like here. I'm gonna make it just one size bigger so we can draw out the divergence trade setups so you can see them, okay? So here we go. Boom. Oh, no, wrong one. Okay, so we're gonna make it a little bit bigger and we're gonna take the auto scroll off. So I can bring it this way and I'll show you the first setup. Okay? Right here. You know me by now that I only trade usually within 10 minutes from the opening of the US stock market, or sometimes I'll even go longer. Whenever I see the right setup at the right time, I pounce on it. Okay? And that's what I teach you guys to do. So I'm going to show you with these little lines here the divergence. We have a low and a lower low. See? Just like that. And then we'll get another line like this. It's just slightly divergent. Oh, phone's ringing. Let me pause it. Okay, I had it on pause because my not the PSW's boss, she called me. So anyway, so we have divergence down here. We have a low and a lower low. And we put the arrow up on there because right here, there's something I've wanted to say to all of you guys. It may look like I'm like putting arrows whenever the 5 crosses down below the 7, or whenever the 5 crosses above the 7, which would be a buy, right? But it's not exactly what I'm looking at. Okay, I'm not looking at. I am looking at the 5 cross the 7. Okay, this is the 5 right here. Here's the 7. See, right here. Come on, there it is. There's the 7. See the 7 in the brackets? Yeah. And this one, the 5 in the brackets? Yeah. So it's the 5 EMA and the 7 EMA. So I think a lot of people go, that guy. He's a joke, that guy. He just puts arrows on every time the 5 crosses up or crosses down, he puts an arrow on there. That's not what I'm pointing out to you. We need divergence to support the setup to buy long. Okay, right now, right here, if the 5 was below the 7, we wouldn't be looking to buy it. Okay, that's what I'm trying to point out to you guys. It's not just two moving averages crossing each other. There's divergence that that supports the setup. Okay, without the divergence, there's usually no setup unless we have a, like, see right here where the bullish candle closed up here. Usually, we look for a pullback within the direction of where the market's going, and we get a pullback right here. We would have sold it right here, and down it goes. See, right again. Here's another one with the bullish candle up, and that's where we'd sell it again, and down it goes. See, that's the way I look at it. But mainly, I'm looking for divergent setups. Okay, for you guys. So we had a low and a lower low, and we had a high, we had a low and a higher high over here, a higher high than here. That's what gives our bullish divergence to buy it up here. Now up here, let me move this forward here. I can take the auto scroll off now. Oh, no, I can't. I thought I could, but no, I can't. Okay, so up here we have what I call, it looks like, doesn't quite look like a double top, but it is. Or it doesn't look like there's a higher high here, but really there is. It's good enough. It's close enough. You know what I mean? So we have a double top up here. I would classify. Oh, I can't talk today. Sorry. I would classify this as a double high. Okay, double top. So right here to down. See, like that. There's our divergence. We would be selling in here. Okay. Now let me grab another arrow to show you our entry point. Right there. Boom. Would have sold it there, and down it goes. So you would have made money there. You would have made money here if you bought here. When the 5's up above the 7, you would have made some money. And you would have made some money here with the 5 below the 7. See, everything has to line up. Okay? The divergence has to be within where we're looking at for the trade setup, within the divergence. We set up and I show you the divergence. And it just so happens that the indicators, because we're on a small time frame of 1 minute, okay, they're lining up just around the corner from each divergence setup. See, like right here, we have divergence here. It supports the setup. Just around the corner right here, we would buy, and up it goes. When we have a double top divergence to the sell side, and just around the corner after it sets up, we have an arrow to sell, to take it down. You see how they all line up? Everything lines up. The divergence lines up, the moving averages line up to buy, and up here the divergence again, and the I can't talk. Wow, I'm having a hard time today. I should have waited longer to make this video. I apologize. But anyway, they support each other, the divergence and the moving averages, okay? So that should clear that up. So up here, we have another setup. Let me show it to you. From here up to here. Okay, it's going up, right? Yep, it's going up. And we take this from here, see? Right down here like that. And we take a arrowhead, and just around the corner, see, this is the divergence, right? One's going down, one's going up. Here's the divergence. You would have got in right here after the 5 crossed below the 7. We would have got in a selling it short. Holy jeez, I can't talk today. Oh my goodness. Mozi. So anyway, yeah, so there's a sell here, and down it goes, right? Now, the final setup we're going to show you right here. Okay, have a low and a lower low right there. See that? And here's the one. That's the one going down. This one's going down. This one's going up. And we would buy right here. Why right here and not over here? Because this is where the 5 crossed up above the 7, which lines up with the divergence setup. Well, it respects the divergence setup, okay? And you get long, and up it goes. So if you would have went by my rules, okay, you got to go by the rules too. You got to have rules for yourself. Write them out on a piece of paper, okay, and follow the rules. When all else fails, this is a saying from my old broker, Tim Hannigan, who used to trade at the Chicago Board of Trade, okay, the grain markets. He used to trade soybeans, corn, wheat, yeah, those markets in those days. So anyways, he always used to tell me, he used to say, Jason, oh, now I forgot what I was going to say. Oh my God. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I follow these indicators. I've been following these moving averages and where they are. When they're below, I can't buy. When the 5's below the 7, I can't buy. When the 5's above the 7, I can't sell. Okay? I gotta. Oh, here's the thing. When all else fails, go by the rules. Okay? You gotta follow your rules. You gotta make some rules so that you don't end up on the wrong side of the trade and lose money. You want to be on the right side of the trade to make money, and that's what this is all about. That's what I'm all about. I'm not going to go live on here and trade in front of you and say, oh, buy and sell and whatever. No, you can let all these young bumpkin traders here do that if they want to do that. Go ahead. I don't care, but I'm not going to do that. When I trade, I trade by myself. Did you ever hear that the loneliest business in this world is trading the market? If you do it right, you do it by yourself. Unless you really get along with your, the other trader that you're trading with, both of you are on the screen looking at stuff, and you get along and you agree to disagree sometimes, but most of the time you both agree on a trade and you both get in on it. Yeah, that's fine. But me, when I trade, and I've always traded by myself. I've tried trading with other people. It never worked out. That's why I traded by myself. That's why I like to be by myself, because I like to just stare at the chart, wait for the setup, jump in the trade, do the trade. But I would always, not always, but the majority of the time, I'm always on the right side of the trade, not the wrong side, the right side. So up here, I'd be a buyer, okay? Because we have divergence here, and then the 5 crossed up above the 7, buy it, boom, up it goes. Look at this trade. It was a big one. Look at that. It went up 145 points, that trade, in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. It went up 145 points. And then there's this one up here. It's a sell trade, and it went down 118 points. But it took longer, see? It wasn't a quick rally like right here. It didn't rip right up here, see? It came and put in these little stair steps all the way down. Okay? And then here's this one here, which a lot of people have a hard time seeing these, and so did I when I first started looking. Remember, I started looking for divergence in 2011. No, before that, it was more like 2007, 2008. I started looking for divergence, and I'm still, have trouble sometimes finding them, because they are what they are. But when you do find it, for sure, and you trade it, and you use something to get on the right side of the trade, of those trade setups, you're going to make money. That's all I can tell you. You're going to make money. But if you're going to jump in any trade, every other trade, you're not going to make money. You're just going to be bouncing all over the place. So anyway, like I always say, good luck. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Good luck and good trading. We'll see you next week. It's Friday. Yeehaw. Have some beer and pizza tonight. All right. That would be my favorite food. Yeah, beer and pizza. Let me just untake off the auto scroll, and that's it. See, let me squish it down for you to just show you. See? We had a low and lower low. We bought, up it goes. We had a double top, and we sold, and down it goes. We had a pullback, which was hidden divergence right here. Boom, and we sold, and down it goes. See? And here's another trade down here if you wanted to keep trading. But you see, I have a lighter, this is 12 o'clock right here, where it turns from this lighter shade to the darker time. I don't trade like past. I trade in the first hour. Actually, even like in the first half an hour to 35 minutes. That's when I trade. I don't keep trading all day long, Marianne, in the afternoon like some of these guys do. But hey, if you can do it and you can make money, all the power to you, right? But I'm just showing you my way of trading, which is divergence. And did I learn this myself? No. I was taught how to find the divergence by a man from he lives out in Calgary, Alberta, and that's all I'm gonna say. And yeah, I learned it from him. Yeah, his name is Russ Horn. You may have heard of him. But anyway, he's another Canadian trader like me who found the ultimate key. And the ultimate key is divergence, man. It's 100% divergence. I will not trade anything else. I'll keep trading the divergence until the day I die, until my last breath. Because I know it works. And I know it will work for you. But it took me years. Years, man. I don't know how long it took Russ to learn how to trade this. But it took me years to know exactly where to put my stop, exactly where I enter the trade, and whether I'm buying or selling. Oh yeah, I have it all down to, it's like a roadmap for me. I have everything down. I have all my rules incorporated in the moves that happen, okay? That's what makes it work and work really well. But if you go jumping from one trading system to another over and over again, you're going to get in trouble. You're going to lose. Okay, so like I said before, when all else fails, follow the rules and you'll start making money. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Good luck and good trading. Good trading.